Prove it.
Blah, 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 blah.
I would like some pulse checks. Pulse checks, everyone.
Pulse checks. Pulse checks.
So when I'm choosing
I
items,
have no pulse. I am dead.
I don't check.
I am a meat popsicle.
I am a meat popsicle.
So when I'm choosing what items to pick for your little one shots, I usually go through all the blue and all the greens, like everyone that kind of like I kind of like, and then I go into my inventories like, okay, I don't want this one. I don't want this one. This is the one I want, and get rid of the rest. Like that way, I don't have to accidentally lose my spot in this because it takes so long to load all of the items.
What pet can I have? What pet can I have?
About an eagle.
Okay.
In honor of the eaglet that didn't make it. Storm blew it right out of the nest. Mother Nature is the great balancer.
All right, giant eagle. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is actually the one shot I wanted to play
He said nothing. I said
last
giant
year,
eagle. He said nothing.
but I retooled its background to kind of. It's actually a loose tie-in with the area that you guys are currently in for the A team and B team for the Panagrip Sands and the Ashnador, but it's more in the realm of the Rumedam dunes north of where you're currently at. But it'll be a fun tie-in.
You didn't want to explore more into what was going on with
He did not.
No.
He did not. B team.
No, I kind of want the A team to wrap up because you guys are almost done with the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll wrap up with the B team's campaign and then we'll start planning a new campaign for the Monday group.
This because Pia is the new BBEG, right?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. We'll see. We'll have to see what the outcome is.
I love the fact that she wouldn't even know it either.
She would not.
No.
She's like, so my friend said that I have to kill you. I'm sorry.
Right?
Is there a movie out right now online on one of the streaming services? This girl, I can't think of the name of the movie. Oh, it looks really good. I've been seeing a lot of the memes pop up from time to time. You guys done making your characters yet? I mean, it's the easiest thing to do in the game is to make a character for something you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, I'm just going through the
I
other
usually
gear
like a couple
and
hours at least, but I'm not gonna do that.
You got
I'm
3 more minutes.
going through the other gear and I'm adding whatever I think will help.
And you can assume that any basic gear you automatically have, like,
Yeah.
rope and,
Right.
whatever. And you can pick anything you want from basic equipment.
That's what I'm going through right now.
Yeah, I'm going through items, so that's a thing. I don't need wings because
Can I have glass jars? Is it
I
going
have
to
a
be
crowbar?
important that I have glass jars?
Can I have a crowbar?
Why do you don't need to ask? It's basic equipment.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a crowbar.
Yeah,
For sure. You can never go through the middle of the desert without a crowbar.
I absolutely need a mirror because for some reason I always need a mirror, and if I don't have a mirror, I need a mirror. So
I need a damselfly ship. That's in. I have no idea what it is, but
That's
it's in gear. I have no idea what it is, but it's in gear.
But it's not basic gear.
It's in other gear.
I know that's not basic gear. Other is not an alternate spelling of basic.
I think it is.
Mm-mm. No, you say that because you want it.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I don't think we need fishing.
Weird to know what real things cost.
No, I mean it's expensive because like you have to be able to turn it into powder, and then you have to do all sorts of stuff. It's like, and you never have time to do it because everybody's going go 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 go. Come on, guys! I'm just trying to get us prepared.
Guys. There's like a million skeletons coming at us right now. I need holy water because that's going to change the odds.
It will.
You never know.
No, I actually do know.
You never know. Could change the odds.
Oh my God! Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody!
We're
having a fun green. Little. Yeah, I'm wearing green socks.
See my green linen shirt?
Green
it even
socks,
says green
can't
on
see
it.
because the camera's up there.
Yes, your dress
Yeah,
is
green sheer. She's dressed in green sheer. Two of our other players were unable to make it. Have we talked to Kyle and
Briefly?
about joining our Monday adventure?
Yes, but it will probably be a little bit because they've had some life kick them in the...
Gotcha. So they got a lot of stuff on their schedule, so they're enjoying the fact that they can get this all
Currently,
done.
yeah.
Okay. Do they have a timeline at all?
I will look back at my phone and check
Okay.
and see what he said. Because it was like a week or two.
So our normal Monday campaign is between two groups. We have a group playing what's called the A Team, which is Callista, Carolyn, Evan, and Rachel. When they can't play on those particular nights, if they're busy or something's going on, we then play the B Team, which is made up of these two wonderful people here.
Playing two characters
Yeah,
each.
playing two characters each because I don't see a lot of people doing that. I think it's something that's missing from the Pantheon. It's a lot of fun, actually. We've had a lot of fun with that group. But I didn't want to run them tonight because they are doing something that's tied into the A Team. The A Team needs to conclude something, and then the B Team will conclude. So we're looking to wrap up the Keep on the Borderlands campaign probably the end of April is what I'm thinking. And then we're going to start building for a new campaign. We're going to try something a little bit different for the next campaign we're going to play. We're actually going to borrow some ideas from some of my other current tables that are playing. If anyone's wondering, I have 9 tables that are going. This is table number 9. The other 8 tables are are all pay-to-play tables. This is my free studio table. I get to test things on these wonderful friends of mine. Hi, honey, I love you. But what we're going to do for the next campaign that starts in May, we're going to write backstories that conclude. And then these fair folk are going to just simply wander the world and look for things to get into. So we'll figure out what world we'll be in. We'll figure out what we're going to be doing. I may even pick some of the newer... I've been toying with the idea of Fendelver. I think that's a fun world to be in Faerun. But I was also thinking of maybe making a city.
Like the Lost Mines of Fendelver?
Yeah. Or even making a city campaign again in Faerun, because Faerun's really fun for city campaigns.
Totally do the Lost Mines of Fendelver again.
Well, it wouldn't be like it's written in the content. It's just the theme.
We did the Lost Mines of Fendelver.
Mm-hmm.
We totally went. We didn't go to the Lost Mine. We went this way, and he had to write a whole freaking weird ass campaign because we went off the side of the map.
So I'm thinking maybe Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, the Dale, Neverwinter. If we do Forgotten Realms again in May, it would be 1501 TR, which is the first year of Thay's Reckoning. It's everything that takes place after the end of the movie, after the end of the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I would be up for that.
So I
like
figured
that world.
that would be kind of fun
I like
to be
that
in
world.
Faerun again, and it would be themed along the lines of Sans Tam is, defeated Neverwinter. The Lord of Neverwinter wakes up, and the campaign would literally kick off within
I mean,
like a month.
Zastam wasn't defeated. He was just thwarted.
Well, he wasn't killed. He was defeated. His plan was defeated.
Thwarted.
So, no, he was soundly defeated. He lost one of his stellar mages, who's now captured. He lost the device to call the beckoning death.
Defeat means like you can't do it again.
Well, he can't do it again.
Give him
They
100
have
years
the
and he
device
might.
now. They know he's a threat, and the Lord's Alliance is realizing he's a threat. So going into
thwarted.
1501 TR means that Dale's Reckoning is no longer a calendar event. We're now in Thay's Reckoning. That way, everything we do in that game is all brand new. It means that the Faerun's all brand new. Everything else is canon or legend, based on all the previous activities, and it's going to start exactly, roughly about a year or so, right after what's it called again? Thieves' Honor.
Honor Among Thieves.
Honor Among Thieves. I thought about tying it into a couple of the book series that they've been running, but I felt like that was a good jumping off point for it to become 1501 Thay's Reckoning. And then instead of doing anthology, I figured we'll just do a bunch of short campaigns in that new timeline, kind of like what we did with Keep on the Borderlands. Have a fun, level 3 through level 5 adventure at first, and then kind of go that traditional ramping up, and instead of focusing on backstories as the key event of the campaign, write your backstory as if it's already done. And at the end of your backstory is when you meet each other. That way, there's no real sense of urgency. You can just wander the world and see what's going on in the world, and just kind of react more to what's going on, as opposed to thinking you have to plan out exactly what you think is going on. So, bit of my Tuesday night 3:30 to 6:30 tables doing that. It's been really fun. My Friday 3 to 6 o'clock table has been doing that, and that's really fun. It's been a lot of fun as well. And to a certain degree, my Wednesday night table did it by accident. Like, they didn't really build these huge in-depth backstories. They just kind of wanted to wander the world of Faerun and have some fun with it. And it's been really successful. It's been really fun. They've got little backstories that are tied in, but there's no like urgencies to the backstories.
Mm-hmm.
That way, exploring the world just kind of becomes the fun
Isekai.
narrative of it.
It's like they just dropped into the world with no backstory.
Well, it's not that there's no backstory. Their backstory is just simply already concluded. The backstory kind of is the the new background feature in 2024.
Yeah.
It's what makes you who you are.
Yeah.
The question of the day is, have we been having fun with level 1 characters and Keep on the Borderlands?
We're level 2.
Well, you're level 2 now.
Yeah.
Or you're level 3 now, aren't you?
Level 3.
Yeah, you're level 3 now. That was kind of fun to get to level 3, especially with 2024 rules, because there's a lot more you can do. So
I'm gonna enjoy level 7 though.
yes, jumping into a level 7 is always nice.
7, I mean, I might want to.
You're at least doing a barbarian. I have spells I still need to pick.
Yeah, but
I'll figure it out.
I've only ever done barbarians in one shots, though. I've never done a barbarian in a campaign before.
That's fair.
It's true.
So this is gonna be interesting.
Well, that's the joy of one shots. You get to experiment with things that maybe you never normally would have an opportunity to play. So.
And I've missed tabaxis, so I'm doing a tabaxi again. Maybe the next campaign I'm going to do a tabaxi again because I really miss them.
Pretty epic.
Mm-hmm.
That cleave ability with your axe.
Oh, I know.
Pretty
Maybe this character might be my character for the next one shot. I mean, not one shot, campaign.
So did you take the decanter of endless water?
I did not.
Still mine.
The
Take
dunes
decanter from this
of
one.
the desert slowly
Yeah, I didn't think
roll by.
I wouldn't have to think about it anymore.
The gentle rolling and steady pace of the small sauropod that you ride. Every now and then it's stubby.
Is that a dinosaur?
Huh?
Is that a dinosaur?
Mhm.
Okay.
Its tight neck kind of arcs up to look around, and then you tug on the reins. Your companion behind you. You could feel the thud in the sand rippling away as you move through. The shimmer of an overcast sky as you stare in a northerly direction, pondering if what you've heard is actually true. There's a point in time that you're trying to get to, an area that is said that when a great storm is about to end, in the small misty drops of the conclusion of that storm, the sun hits it just right, and the most intense and magical rainbow feature comes into existence. It's at the end of that rainbow is what the two of you are looking for. This journey in the Rumedam Desert started in Ankarel, where you geared up, bought the sauropod to take you out into the desert, and collected equipment and gear for this journey, knowing full well it would be a hard run in the desert. The desert itself is said to swallow entire armies in a day, and the ruins of an old world exist out here. The wind can sweep a dune across in no time to reveal a city lost to that time. The next day, winds can bring a dune back in, covering up the history of this desert, or reveal its history, depending on how the winds shift and move. It's midday. The sun isn't coming through the clouds yet. The clouds are overcast, but it's that kind of cool, dry air of a desert that's about to just drink the thunderous rain of a storm that should unleash itself at any moment, which it does. Crackle of lightning and thunder ripple across the overcast as you begin to enter into the storm itself. Pattering down on your armor and equipment, the sauropod seems to revel in the brief kind of break from the dry desert. But as the water hits the desert, it just simply soaks it up like it's not even raining. It's not quite dry, it's not quite wet, it's that in-between of a desert storm with the smell. That smell of wet dirt that hasn't been wet for a very long time permeates. You watch as rocks that kind of expose themselves from time to time. But then the wind kind of drifts in. Continue to lumber. The beast, always going forward, always going steady. Swift, what do you look like?
I am a large tabaxi. And swole tabaxi, wearing, hooded, leather, not a lot of armor, but some. And I'm in a cheetah print. Not cheetah print leather armor. Her fur pattern is cheetah print.
It was her brother. She decided to skin him and put him on.
Oh. Tabaxi families are weird that way. I would believe that. I think I would believe that.
I'm going to have to pause soon because I got to go help MJ close out. But yeah, so, and then I have a eagle that sits on my shoulder.
Kind of screeches as it's circling and lands on your shoulder, kind of feeling the rain patter across its feathers. Kitten, what do you look like?
Currently, I like to think that I am some kind of small desert dwelling creature, in a that is acclimated to the weather because of the druid shape.
Okay.
And then I'll briefly come out of it and be like, look up at what was your character's name again? I just
Swift.
Swift, and they're like Swift's like, Swift, it's hot. Why are we here? And then you're looking down at we're from the same tribe, so I'm probably a leopard print as well. But I am very short. I am a very small creature, and that's why they call me Kitten.
Not everyone's as swell as I am.
Yeah.
If you're so small, I don't want to deal with this heat. It's so go back to my little furry creature form.
Or fur-less creature form. I mean,
Yeah, what about like desert creature? It could be a snake or something.
Yeah, I mean, you could curl up as a snake right behind Swift as she's guiding the sauropod forward.
Yeah.
Give me animal handling, if you would, please.
do I not a detention? Okay. 17.
The sauropod handles well. You pick up the pace a bit, knowing that you got to get to that point, got to get to that area in time to see this so-called rainbow that's supposed to come out. You travel most of the day in the storm, but finally feeling the cool effect of the water itself kind of just giving the desert surface a bit of a change, and then it suddenly stops raining. You quickly pull out the map that you carry on your belt and look at it. Give me a survival check as you try to figure out how much further it is to this spot.
Are we both rolling that?
You're a snake.
Yeah, that's right.
15.
15. There's a strange kind of cross-like emblem on the map. There's a note on the map that says, be on the lookout for an ancient church, an ancient sepulchre that once used to belong to the Stratos army when it had come through this region. And the belief is that when this church reveals itself, at the end of a storm, when the last bit of rain is falling, a great rainbow will appear. And at the end of that rainbow connects with this church. There's said to be something unique in such a place. Most of the rumors, most of the rumors have been either a creature of unique existence. Some even say you could get to this place and speak with a god. Others say you can find riches. Some say you simply find an item that grants you luck. But these are myths, urban legends, people telling stories and talking about things that they think are possible, but no one ever truly goes through with it because the Rumedam Desert is just so unforgiving and it's such a difficult place to be.
And it's hot.
Right now it's a little cooler thanks to the rain, but yeah, it's got that, now it's kind of turning into that beginning of humidity as the heat of the sand is kind of lifting up into the cool of the rain. And it's almost kind of creating like a foot high of mist that's kind of bouncing off the sand. But then it stops raining. You look at the map and you look off in the horizon. Give me a perception check.
14.
14. You can see the outline of a structure, but not much detail. There is a strange kind of cross configuration to the structure that is either a play on your eyes or you're not really sure. You dig your heels into the side of the small sauropod that lumbers forward in that direction. The rain is now a gentle drizzle. Not quite a mist yet, but a drizzle. You can see that the clouds are beginning to kind of break and fracture. As you come up over this dune, you look down into the remains of an old ruin. What you were seeing was actually the cross that sits on top of a steeple that was kind of casting itself across the dune. Now that you're up on the dune looking down, it's as if the wind had come through here and a great kind of gout of sand was just blown out. And you're looking down into what appears to be an intact church. of sorts. But its structure and its the way it's made is unfamiliar to you. Give me a history check. Are you still a snake at this point?
We're pretty much on the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back.
That's not a bad roll. 21.
This stone structure is unfamiliar to you. It's definitely not elven, and the Rumedam Desert is said to be a vast wasteland of sand that covers an old elven civilization. The structure is definitely not elven. As you hurry the sauropod down the other side of the dune, the two of you, looking from the back of the sauropod, realize this structure is maybe 30 feet tall at the chapel entrance, with a stone facade that extends back, an old slate roof, and a strange-looking cross with a round kind of connected emblem to it in its courtyard. It's ruinous. It looks ruined. It looks old. Just not really all that familiar. There's no door in the threshold of the doorway. Stands open. Just a
Gaping hole.
Yeah, just a... I do love you. Just this open doorway with no door on it. You can see that the sand has creeped into the interior. At that moment in time, the clouds fracture, break apart, goes from a drizzle to a mist. You watch as the sun hits the rain curtain of mist, and this huge rainbow flashes into existence and hits the front of the church. You see a strange figure step out of the rainbow. They cross into the interior of the church and disappear from sight.
They don't see us?
They do not.
I gotta hold.
Or they do not care.
It's a ghost. It's a ghost. Swift. It's a ghost.
Swift, where'd you go?
Oh,
Where'd you go?
sand.
So you see the figure step out of the rainbow and then walk into the open doorway quickly. So quick that they appeared to be quite short. They were wearing something on their
Shorter than
head.
me.
How short are you?
I'm considered a small creature, so
How short are you? 2 feet? 3 feet?
I'm gonna say 2.
2 feet? Roughly about the same height as you.
Okay.
Small figure for sure.
Maybe gnome.
Maybe. It had a beard.
So
Wore strange looking clothing that you didn't recognize.
couldn't be a halfling then, because halflings usually don't grow beards.
And they're not known to.
Gnomes do though.
Gnomes and dwarves definitely do.
2 feet tall is a little short for a dwarf though. They
It
usually
is short for a dwarf.
Yeah.
It probably fits the category of a gnome. And the rainbow now begins to fade. The clouds break apart completely. The sun is out and kind of doing that, where the water's drying, on sand. It just has that kind of smell and finish to the wet sand. You guys are on the back of the theropod looking down into the entrance of the courtyard. So far, it hasn't come out. It seems to have gone into the church and seems to want to stay in there.
I don't want to take the choice out of Swift's hand, but I assume we're both going to be following in at probably a stealthy ways, stealthy if we can.
You guys slide off the sauropod. You watch as Swift sends the eagle up into the air. It starts circling over the ruined building. Give me a stealth check.
My guidance myself.
Absolutely.
I'm going to because you know me. I need every
If
bit of
I
help.
got guidance,
I need
want
all the
guidance.
help I can get.
Oh yeah. Give me guidance. Give me
10.
guidance.
I rolled an 8, see? Plus 2 for 10, plus 5 for 15. I need all the help I can get, people. These are just my rolls.
You and Swift begin to softly walk down the backside of the dune. As you come down the backside of the dune and into the interior courtyard that's mostly just ruined rock, stone, and this strange cross that has strange writing on it that you don't recognize at all. There's a name on it, you suspect, Give me a insight check as you examine this strange looking cross.
I chose I chose medicine over insight. I was like, which one? Anyways, guidance.
Damn druids.
That's a natural 1 and plus the 1.
Yeah, like maybe in the center of the cross is a name.
You need to roll insight too because I rolled a 1 and a 1 on my guidance and my natural.
Did you show her that quickly?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
wow.
just the
Just the closeout, the batching.
Please
On
be
the new
more
credit card
insightful than me.
Currently, you guys have stealthed into the courtyard and you're examining the cross that's in the courtyard.
17.
17.
I have a
It
question.
is a strange form of common that you don't recognize. Maybe a different dialect. You're not really sure. Something about a blessed monk that goes by the name of Patrick. There's strange kind of runes and sigils on it that you don't recognize, like carvings into this cross. It's got round little edges to it, and then the cross itself. And it seems to be depicting maybe a priest's name.
The person that just entered looked like they could have been a gnome with beard. They were about the same size as me.
In a green outfit.
Were they in a green outfit?
It couldn't tell. The shadow of the rainbow made it hard to see. They definitely were wearing a strange hat.
Shadow of the rainbow.
I
Rainbows
think it's
are a
the multicolored.
product of light. There is
Remember,
no
it's-
shadow in a rainbow.
Remember, it stepped out of the light, and there was a flare when it stepped out.
Right,
So that kind of washed out what he mostly looked like. But they're inside the church. You guys are now in the courtyard, looking at this strange cross, and
climb
then
down off of the sauropod.
yeah, you've already done all that part. Yeah, and you're in the courtyard at this point,
Are there any
within
windows?
about 20 feet of the door entrance.
Are there any windows?
They're shuttered currently.
Are there any that are not shuttered?
And start looking around the perimeter of the church. Give me a perception check.
17.
17. As you look down the right side of the church and the left side of the church, it would appear that they're all shuttered, like they're secured closed.
All right.
But they're old and rickety, so you could see cracks and gaps in the wood. It's almost like the wood is like really old and barely holding together. The threshold of the doorway entry shows ancient wood kind of holding it together. You stare inside, you can see that the sand has kind of creeped into its interior. So the remains of what look like benches or pews are partially covered in sand. And there seems to be like some kind of altar or something inside, but you don't immediately see the small fellow or the small person that you saw step out of the rainbow and then walk into the interior of the church.
Creep up to peek in.
Okay. Give me a stealth check as you begin to move forward. What are you doing, Kitten?
Well, I'm going to be following my barbarian friend here because they're big and meat shieldy. I mean,
I have the same image of you being her Garfield backpack.
24. Pretty much.
24. And currently your eagle is circling over the church at this point. 24 for stealth. Give me a stealth check as well.
again, see if I can do better. It's 14 plus 4 plus 5. That's 23.
23. Nice. You guys are as
Did you guidance
stealthy.
Yes. I always guidance myself. You see how my roll.
Well, you know what's funny? You know what we've done with guidance
What?
in our other games? We might do this for our new May game. We turned it into an aura.
Oh.
So anybody within 30 feet of someone who has guidance as a spell, it's now an aura effect.
That's awesome.
That way you don't have to like, all you have to
I
say
guidance
is,
myself.
yeah, you could just say, am I within 30 feet of so-and-so? I get a D4. It's less interrupting and it's easier for everyone to take advantage of it because there's so many people that don't take advantage of it because
I
they
do.
forget,
Guidance.
you know, they
I don't
forget.
have guidance. I'm a barbarian.
Guidance.
Okay.
You guys begin to stealth up towards the doorway or one of the nearest windows.
Well, the windows you said.
They're wooden shutters, but they're rickety. They're nothing you couldn't
I mean-
peel open if you wanted to.
But peeling open sounds like it would make noise.
It could be. They look creaky. They look pretty dilapidated.
Well, yeah, and there's no oil or moisture in it. They're covered in sand, so it's gonna be noisy. So, if I can't peek through a crack in anything, I will look through the door.
Kind of peer into the interior of the church, and as you look inside, give me perception or investigation, your choice.
No, they're not the same. Perception.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, usually perception's really good for barbarians.
Maybe it's the tabaxi.
Yeah, I'm gonna guidance you. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay,
Yep,
guidance.
you have a D4.
24.
24, nice. There is something strange about this place. The altar that's about 75 feet directly down the center, there's an aisleway, but it's covered in a lot of sand and leftover debris when the dune was shifted away from the church. The pews are petrified wood now. They've kind of collapsed in on themselves. They have that kind of rock look to them because they've been petrified due to the conditions of the desert. And about 75 feet in front of you, small stone steps lead up to a altar. It's a strange looking altar. There's no familiarity to it to you. Behind it, another one of those crosses that you saw out in the courtyard. And standing there, staring up at the cross, and then examining the altar, it's a strange looking fellow. He's wearing 3 shades of green in his outfit. He's got a strange kind of gold buckle on his hat, this tall green hat of all things, a red kind of bushy beard, and kind of a bit of a freckled complexion. He seems to just be kind of muttering to himself as he looks at both the altar and the cross. And then you hear him call out, "But if you're just going to stand there, why don't you come up here and give me a hand?"
What would we here for?
Checking out some unexplained
Is
phenomenon.
he the unexplained phenomenon? So yes, we shouldn't be helping him then, yes?
Let's go try.
Just know that it's gonna be on your head. Anyways.
You see that there's a slight hole in the slate roof, and the eagle lands there, perched up there and kind of staring down and watching the two of you as you cautiously go up the pathway towards the altar. "My name's Patrick. What's your name?"
Swift.
"Swift. Pleasure to meet you. I've never seen such a large kitty before. Now, I've seen small kitties before like you, but what's your name?"
They called me kitten.
Are you one of those dances on tables with a pole?
No.
I just know a few that I call kitten. Well, anyways, I'm trying to figure out how to get into my altar. It's been a long time since I've been here. I could use some hands.
You can't have my hands.
I'm looking at.
I don't mean it literally.
It's hard to tell.
It's a phrase, turn of phrase. It's like asking for help.
I look him up and down. Faye?
No, that's not my name. My name's Patrick.
She was asking out of character.
No, I was talking in here.
No, she was
Oh,
in
you were in
character.
character.
No, I don't. No, that's not my name.
Are you Faye?
No, I'm Patrick.
I am a tabaxi. She is the tabaxi.
No, you're kitten, and that's Swift.
So he's Faye.
One
I
of
don't-
the-
I don't understand.
So what?
My name is. Anyways,
Your altar. I'm looking at the altar.
give me perception as you examine the altar.
Breathe.
Guidance.
I'm guidancing
Thank you.
You are guidance.
She's too busy looking at spells.
No, I'm currently trying to figure out animals. You get 4.
You get so fixated.
As a druid, one shot, told today, just got in here, no bag. Pick your items, pick your spells, pick your.
That's a lot of derpa.
Yeah,
Derpa, derpa, derpa.
Hi.
What'd you get?
13.
13. You see, there's a
Oh.
sequence to these altars that I'm supposed to remember. And
it.
for the likes of me, I can't remember. Every year I come here, I find the church, I look at the altar, and I can't remember what the fuck I'm supposed to do here. I know this church is not in the right place, and I think inside the altar is the solution to my problem. As he's going on about this, you look at the altar, and there's a series of images that have been carved into the altar, almost like it's telling a story. One of the images is of a someone that looks to be dressed up like a priest or a monk, maybe. And he's got a shillelagh in one hand, which you guys are familiar with these cudgels. You've seen them before. And it seems to be beating at the ground as snakes are slithering away from it. You also notice like another carved in image on another panel of the altar where it's almost like an image of a tavern-like celebration. You see another image of like somebody in like a saintly repose. And then the fourth and final image, because each image is on the side of the altar, so the fourth side of the altar is...
Go get our little boy.
Oh, he woke up.
Yep.
This fourth image is an image of like an overflowing cauldron of coin that seems to just be spilling out like it's been carved in. So your first one that you see is a priest driving away snakes. The next one is like the celebration of the interior of a tavern. Third one is like somebody in prayer. And the fourth one is a cauldron overflowing with coin. Now, for the like of me, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. And you see here, and he walks up towards the cross. The cross has all of these strange letters and writings kind of carved into the cross. He goes, I know this cross is supposed to tell me something that's connected to the altar, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Perhaps the two of you can give it a look and see if it's anything.
Insight check.
Comes, yeah,
You
insight
should-
check.
He should know his own stuff.
I
Probably.
mean, he hasn't been here in a while.
He wants mom because he just woke up. Mom, boo.
Oh, don't give him ideas.
Like sitting there is not going to give him that idea.
19,
19. What'd you work in?
12 plus 2 plus 5.
No, what
Nice.
scale did I have you roll?
Insight.
Insight. He describes himself coming here every year. He's forgotten what he's supposed to do when he does get here. He's behaving like someone who might be cursed.
Have something for that? I don't think I have remove curse. I'm not a cleric. But I do have dispel, I think.
Dispel magic?
Mm-hmm.
That might work.
Mind if I try something?
No, I wouldn't mind at all. As long as it doesn't cause my beard to fall out and
Is your
Cause
beard
me-
magic?
no, it's hair, of course.
Probably fine.
Magic? Are you a witch?
I'm a creature of nature.
Oh, well, I gathered that from your fine-looking features there. Sure, feel free.
I'm gonna try to cast dispel magic on him.
3rd level.
That's basic 3rd level. Yeah.
You immediately kind of invoke dispel magic. He kind of stares at you strangely. What is that supposed to do? Something?
I don't know. It was worth a try. I
Oh.
don't have any curse removal
Well,
stuff.
Curse removal? What do you mean?
You're
Do you
quite,
think I'm cursed?
you might be.
Well, why? Why do you think I'm cursed?
Because you can't remember a year ago.
Well, I remember coming here every year for a long... It's a good point. And every time I come here, I'm supposed to do something, and I haven't been able to figure it out.
So if you can't remember, there might be a little bit of mind warping happening.
I wonder.
Or
geese. Big geese.
Geese?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm full. No geese for me.
I don't think that's how geese works. I think it just makes someone your friend forever.
No, you can do any suggestion on geese.
You can make them forget.
Of course, a barbarian would know that.
Yeah.
I'm not a stupid barbarian.
We play after each other.
Well, I appreciate the attempt to help. I don't want to keep you from whatever your travels are, but I got to get back to figuring this thing out.
I think we have to figure it out too.
I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna try and figure it out with him.
Give me an insight check
Guidance.
as you examine the cross and the 4 panels with the images.
20 plus my bonus, which I think is 6. 6.
Nice. You look up at the cross and you look down at the altar. You then begin to look at the base of the altar, and there's something strange about this altar. While the sand has been pushed out of the interior, like through natural means of the church, as you look down, the sand around the altar is drained downward. You kind of stomp on your foot around the base of the altar. You watch as the grains of sand continue to drift through the cracks in the floor of the stone. There's something hollow underneath this altar.
I'm gonna look for a trapdoor.
Give me investigation as you start examining the floor and the base.
This is actually the place that we were with the B team thousands of years later.
16.
Sorry.
16. You run your fingers along the edge, and there's a 1-inch gap along the edge all the way around the altar. When you move sand and shift it, it drains down into the gap. You get the feeling that this altar might move.
I'm gonna try and move it.
Give me a good old-fashioned strength check as you try to move
With
it.
guidance.
I gotta find-
I'm like, I definitely on your back, just like, you got this.
What have I have? 11.
11? Yeah, you really lean into it, and the small fella, Patrick.
Wait. Yep. 11.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself, last. That's a big stone if you try to move it. I'm not sure if it's designed to be moved.
Let me work out this calf cramp, and then I can do it again.
Do you have Kitten help you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna help.
Okay, you have advantage. Another strength check with advantage and a D4 for guidance.
The blue item I chose was the giant belt. So I
Well,
have
that's
a
a lot
21
better.
strength.
You have a 21 strength?
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
So I'm helping.
You know, your strength is more than mine.
I'm just helping. Love it.
19 plus 4.
23. With, obviously, maybe you're not sure, but Kitten kind of leans into it with you. And it's interesting because, like, when you watch her push alongside you, like you're both pushing on it, you're already kind of swole. She's normally, like, physically kind of slim and narrow, but as she's helping you, like, her arms are ripped. It's so weird. It's like they suddenly just kind of bulge, and like a lot of like muscle starts to show as she kind of heaves into it with you. And you hear a grinding noise as the base of the altar kind of grinds against the stone floor, and it you watch as Patrick jumps up and down. Oh my god, I never could have done that without you. I'm too. Look at me, I'm a wee weak fella. This is amazing.
It might have been a button that we didn't just ignored.
Why a button?
Sometimes they have levers, buttons for hidden passageways for things like this.
Oh, well, I presume that it was your massive strength, but that's fine if you want to, like. Are you okay? Do
We
you
didn't push a button.
We did it by the hard way. We probably could have done it, but there probably was
I
a
don't
button.
see any pulleys or anything.
Yeah, like you're looking around, you see no buttons, no levers, no nothing, just
There's no track.
just the scratched blocks that you made pushing this thing aside.
Well, there might have been at one point.
I don't
There she goes thinking again. You guys could see a set of tight stairs that descend down into the darkness below. Alrighty, I suppose that goes.
down.
Well, I know it goes down, but the two of you aren't very fun. You don't get like a lot of like funny conversations with people. You need beer is what you need. Excellent stuff. I prefer mine
Pull out a
green.
flask. You wanna drink?
Is it beer?
No, but it's stronger.
No, I'm good.
Apologies. I find it hard to stay clean in the desert.
Got a tabaxi, not a cat woman. Anyways. Tabaxis have pet cats.
I turn over the the decanter of endless water and
Yeah.
drown him.
He's like, this is going to take a while if we're waiting for that to fill up the space.
All right. What's it smell like?
Musty, like it has been open for a very long time. Bit of a cedar wood smell
than a year?
as well. Oh, you can give me a survival check to see if you can figure out how long it's been sealed shut.
30, 20?
Feels like it's been shut for a long time. You can remember one time you entered an old ruin that had been sealed up for like 100 years, and it has that same familiar smell of just being sealed up for a very, very long time.
No light down there?
Not that you can see.
All right. Let's go down.
You watch as the little fella touches the buckle on his hat, and this kind of strange mystical light beams out from his hat. Well, at least I can do is lead the way, since you two were so kind as to open it for me. And he starts to quietly kind of tiptoe down. And then for the first time, as you're watching him go down the stairs with you guys following him close behind, you look up to see the eagle still keeping an eye out.
I'll tell it to, keep an eye out.
Okay. It's an eagle.
Yeah.
The small Patrick that he calls himself. He's wearing weird shoes, kind of like black cloggy like shoes, and he's got these strange kind of striped hoses on that kind of curl over. And you're realizing he's not carrying a weapon, he's not wearing any armor, and he's got short pants on, like these green velvet short pants that curl up above his knee, and he's got suspenders under his shirt.
Good.
And
Do I think he's Fey? I think he's Fey. But does Kitten think he's Fey?
I mean, maybe it kind of explains his bizarre behavior. The Fae are weird, and he did step out of a rainbow, like he was transported here. Maybe
He could also have been from like Asgard, for all I know. But that's beside the point.
maybe you just never know with these things. He's being silent, so you guys can give me stealth checks as he's quietly trying to go down the stairs. Not doing a great job of it, but he's trying.
Since I'm on her back, can I just give her an advantage on
Sure.
stealth?
Yeah.
I already have advantage on stuff.
Oh, well then you're being guidance, and I'm just hanging on to you.
I'm just a backpack of love. Sweet, sweet, furry love.
21?
21.
Nope. Sorry, 22.
22.
15 plus 7. And advantage.
Mm.
There is a strangeness to this darkness. Like, even as your
Fucking
eyes
light.
adjust with
His
the light
freaking
coming,
light is killing our dark vision.
yeah, because with the altar open, the light of the cracks in the roof and the light that's kind of streaking into the church is making its way now down into the stairwell, and it's like creating this kind of weird gray, like light effect that the dark is there, but then the light kind of courses through it, and like you seem like you see things, you're not sure, but these stairs seem to just go on, and they have a bit of a rotation to them. You look up, you're now feeling like you're 30-40 feet below the entrance point that you had come into, and at last, as you get down to the bottom, you step onto the floor. It's a stone floor. It's a wet stone floor. You hear your boots kind of squelching in sand, and there's a strange kind of odor about this place.
Mildewy?
A little bit. Give me a nature check, if you would, please.
Okay. I'm gonna guide myself. I needed that because I rolled a 2 plus 4 for 6 plus 10 for 16. Take that, number 2. Anyways.
Plus 10 for nature. I love it. What'd you get? Are you swapping out dice? Are you angry at your dice?
No, I was giving Sebastian 2 little tiny dice to play with.
Oh,
Dice.
awesome.
14.
14.
You're gonna.
It's not a smell you're familiar with. It is definitely a smell that you're familiar with. It's almost like a methane gas smell, like you would smell in a swamp. It's strange. It doesn't seem dangerous. It's just a strange kind of smell.
This reminds
be
me of
down
the
here.
time they sent us to hunt the Hydra in the swamp. Remember that? Lumpy. Don't like it.
As you guys stand there, you begin to look around this strange round chamber that you're in. There's an archway directly in front of you, about 30 feet. No door, just an empty archway. You can see a path that leads through the archway and continues on down a long, hollowed out hallway.
Is there any runes around the archway? Do I think if I go through there, I'm going to be fey-ported?
Any writing?
Anything?
Give me a perception check as you begin to examine the walls and the arch.
No.
Ooh, I got a natural 20! Plus 8, plus 2, for 30.
30? 18?
30!
The walls are surprisingly plain. They're well made, like they're stone walls that look very well preserved. The archway itself is maybe 10 feet wide at the base, and it narrows as it peaks and becomes that archway.
Is it a point part arch or is it a round part?
It's rounded, definitely rounded.
Okay.
And the center part of the archway where it meets
Keystone?
is a keystone stone facade, but it's in the shape of a dragon.
I'm really thinking it's a lot like that Hydra moment.
Do we want to go through?
Did you ever study that draconic you planned on studying back at the tribe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Just in case. You might need to keep your ears open.
The walls are going to start saying,
Not me. Don't kill kitten.
no, that's what the walls are going to start saying.
Okay.
Because it's a basilisk inside the walls.
Pascals in the walls? Damn it. I hate when that happens.
They're in the pipes.
They're in the pipes.
They're in the pipes. All right. So we're going to...
You know this. This is starting to look a bit familiar to me. There's something about that dragon thing that's familiar to me. Could one of you put me up on your shoulders?
I'll put them up on
Yeah.
I could try, but it wouldn't give you much of a lift.
He actually climbs up Swift's back.
I reach.
Yeah, you pull him up, so he's now he's on your shoulders while you're kind of arced up on her shoulders. And between the three of you, you watch as he is feeling inside the stone mouth of the dragon, and you hear a clicking noise as he presses something. And he pulls his hand out, and you hear down at the end of the hallway a grinding noise, like a soft kind of stone softly grinding for a few seconds. And then a low thud.
That's pretty cool there, Patrick.
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not.
Are you sure? Because you're copying what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. Feels like you're making fun of me.
No, I'm not making fun of you.
Okay, just checking.
My dialect is similar, but it's not the same.
He just looks at you strange. Are you Faye?
No, I wander. So I interact with Faye every now and again.
Oh, so Faye's a people. Oh, I thought you thought my name was Faye.
Absolutely not.
Oh, there you did it again.
I told you my accent is similar, not the same.
He starts cautiously walking down the hallway.
You're not
He
a dragon,
just-
right? You're not gonna eat us when we
That's
get down
okay.
there.
I don't know what the fuck is down there.
You
I
told
just
me
had a moment of memory realization that I'd seen that stone keystone before.
Don't turn into a dragon and eat us. That would be very upsetting.
I don't even think dragons exist. What the fucking world are you from?
Of course they exist.
Kind of turns back at the two of you and just kind of very stealthily starts walking
We've had
down
to
the
deal with
hallway.
dragons.
His bright light emanating from his hat. Give me stealth checks if you guys continue to follow him down the hallway.
I'm still on your back. I'm really.
Oh, that's true.
Guided.
28.
28. Really good. Let's see what he did. He actually got a dirty 20. He did pretty good too. So you guys are quietly going down the hallway. And once again, the gentle kind of sucking sound of your feet moving through the water, but you're doing it in such a way that it's minimizing the sound.
I'm using mold earth to keep us above the muck.
You're
Yeah.
allowing you guys to kind of walk on the mud and muck that
Should
are
have
below the
taken
water.
the item of water walking.
I actually have freedom of movement, but I don't want to cast the spell if we don't need to. So
You guys get to the end of the hallway. You can see that this stone door has slid open and across. There's about a 12-inch green mist kind of flowing out of the opening that the door revealed. And then you see them at first, these little coins on the edge of the interior. And more and more and more. And your eyes go wide and you hear Patrick take in a big kind of breath. There is a massive hoard of coins here.
Patrick
Just
is a dragon. Patrick's a
unending
dragon.
and unending. But all of you can hear, because your passive perception is behind them, you can hear this heavy,
16.
18.
yeah, you can hear this heavy, steady breathing. It almost sounds like wind in a tunnel. But it's like bellows of blacksmith, just this big kind of
That's a big sound.
like something very large is sleeping. The interior is very dark. And then you hear Patrick go, "Oh, daft me. Now I remember. Some strange creature visited me in the night, cursed me, took my pot of gold, and said you'll never find it. I think my pot is here somewhere in this chamber. If you can help me find it and retrieve it, I'll give you a reward."
We have to try not to wake the dragon.
Let me say what freedom of movement will do.
Mummy, 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 mummy. Did it die?
No, it's at 93%.
He just hit the button. Hit the
Sebastian,
button. Hit the
I need you
button.
not to play underneath there. Can you come sit up in the chair?
Hit the button. Hit the button.
Come sit up on the chair. Okay. Here, play on this blanket right here.
It didn't take past without a trace. So it would have been nice if I had.
You guys are standing at the entrance. Patrick looking up at you, pleading for help. What do you guys do?
Well, we're going to help him, but we just need to figure out how to do it first.
How big is the strange creature that's in there?
You don't see a creature. You just hear
No,
it.
I'm asking Patrick.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. It reminded me of like a little tiny lizard with wings on its back, but it was very small, very tiny.
And how long ago was that?
Oh, can't really remember. I want to say maybe, roughly 1,500 years ago, maybe.
1,500 years ago, it was a tiny dragon.
So it's an adult dragon now.
It's an ancient dragon. I think 1,500 years would be an ancient dragon.
You can give me a nature check if you want.
Yeah, I want to nature check that too.
Go for it.
I'm gonna pick up my dice.
15.
15.
18 plus 3 for 22.
My dice don't like me. as much
21
today.
plus 10 for 31.
You're listening to him tell his story, and now it all makes sense. Wherever he's from, the dragon found him, cursed him, stole his magical pot that he uses to pull gold from, and for the last part of maybe 1,500 to 2,000 years, this dragon has curled up around this pot that's been endlessly feeding coins into its chamber until it's grown into an ancient dragon in its slumber.
Of course.
So
chamber itself
it-
is massive. There are so
grows-
many coins.
it grows even if it doesn't eat or anything for 1,500 years.
So
Oh no.
I don't know. The thing about dragons, it depends on the lore. I've heard some lore saying that the reason why dragons collect a lot of things like gold coins and stuff is because it's part of their religion that they have to devour all of their hoard before they die in order to reach their version of dragon heaven. It's
Okay,
like it's
but
like paying the boat
if
person.
it's like laid here and done nothing for 1,500 years, it's gonna be like atrophied and can't move and can't even lift its wing or anything,
we wish.
right?
Will you help me find it?
It's probably
it's in
curled
and
up-
amongst all of that,
and
and
it's
we're
probably
gonna make
curled up
so much
around it.
noise. Make so much walking through that. Cold.
Well, I really want to get home. And the only way I'm ever going to get home is if I find my boat.
I could try sneaking in as a critter
Yeah.
silently
Yeah.
and see if I can find it first, and
Okay.
and then we might be able to go from there.
Just
What are you wild shaping into?
Yeah, I only can change into 4 things now apparently because they sucked at changing the druid. Anyways, I'm going to always hate that. Anyways,
The new 2024 druid is what she's complaining about.
I'm
absolutely.
looking at Patrick. Are you coming in with us?
She'd like me to, but so far you've been a lot quieter than I have.
It looks like I chose the venomous snake as my tiniest creature. I have also a fox, but I don't know if I have stealth abilities, and I don't know if I can use them. As burrow, I can burrow in the coins, but that'd be great. That has keen hearing.
It is not like Scrooge McDuck. A stack of solid coins are not liquid.
Anyways,
I
What are you, a flea stack?
I don't agree with that. No. I reject your premise.
Reject your
I
premise.
reject your premise.
Your physics are not in alignment with my fantasy realm.
Exactly. I reject your premise.
all right, so I'm gonna try and slither as a snake.
Nice. You watch as Kitten wild shapes into a small, like, garden snake or something.
It's a venomous snake, but
Venomous.
yeah.
Okay. Venomous snake. And you begin to silently slither into the interior. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Ooh, I can't guidance myself because I'm currently.
You're currently a snake.
Let's try rolling.
Throwing dice across the room.
Absolutely.
That's her temper tantrum.
That's par for the course. 8 + 5 for 13.
You watch as her little snake form starts slithering into the interior of the chamber, and her tail kind of wicks at a small bit of coin that's kind of teetering like Dragon's Lair style on the edge of more coins, and it suddenly these stream of coins begin to
13 is
turn
not a
into
natural
a
one, just
river
saying.
of coins.
Yeah, that really sounds more like a natural one.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
And you stop for a moment. You guys hear the breathing stop. And then there's like a deep chortling clearing of a throat. And then like this huge belch of a noise, and this green methane gas comes out of the darkness, drifts up, and then you hear
Black dragon.
Of course, it's a black dragon.
and as you're in your snake form, you look, and this huge dragon claw stops like within a few feet of you, causes all the coins to lift up. Those of you like staring out of the archway, the Patrick just, you can hear him swallow. He just like this big deep swallow.
Did he still have his light on?
He turns it off.
No, I was gonna say when we heard movement, I was gonna slap my hand over his light.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like, and he sees you do it. He quickly, invokes to turn the light off. The gold buckle going dim. You're closest though.
Mhm.
Two of you are furthest away. You can see the outline of a figure, a
We have dark vision.
massive figure.
I have blindsided the snake. That's fun.
Even with dark vision, it's a form that you know is there, but you're not sure if it's actually there.
Okay.
Which might seem like it's using magic.
Blindside as a snake.
Blind sight is more about a sense of smell and tremors. You're looking up at it, and once again, even though you're a snake, you retain a little bit of your wisdom and intelligence,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, I
you
still
retain
keep
all
my
of it.
mental stats.
Yeah, you keep your mental stats. Whatever's in front of you is in a form of invisibility or illusion. Like it doesn't want to be seen or recognized. And it's massive because as it lifts its huge claw up to move another direction, it leaves behind this like 30-foot diameter of impression of its claw. It just like fills the space. Its huge head must have like grazed the top of the chamber because suddenly stones patter down, and you watch as wind from something large moving away kind of casts a huge tidal wave of coin up in the air and raining down. You hear the sounds of its movement get further, further, and further away. Then you feel this huge tremble. And within moments, as you guys hold your breath waiting, you begin to hear it breathing yet again, like it's fallen back asleep. Patrick looks at you. Looks over at the snake. What the fuck was that? I've never seen anything like that.
Well,
I'm not even sure if I even saw anything.
that would be 1,500 years of growth.
Are you trying to tell me the dragons are real?
Yes.
Oh shit. You can hear the two of them whispering like further back, and you start slithering forward again. You get the feeling that wherever it's gone is a place that it wants to be. So hearing Patrick talk about the cauldron, and you're slithering over these coins as quietly as you can, but thanks to the dragon, it's made a little bit easier by some of the rubble that's fallen, and you have a little bit of an easier time slithering the rest of the way. And then you bump into it accidentally. Something's invisible in front of you. And you can feel this kind of like metallic kind of sense to it. And it's got a strong kind of chlorine and methane smell that's kind of filling up the space. And then as you look to your right, you can see it partially. There's a single large stone, like a protruding rock, maybe 25 feet high. And it's almost like it's been built up by something. And on the very top of it, you see this black cauldron, a pot. And you're staring at it, and suddenly there's a coin spill that just randomly fountains out of it, rains down around the base of the rock. And then you look to your right and left, and you realize that this entire chamber is just encased with coins everywhere. They're stacked all around you, everywhere, in great heaps and mounds. Every now and then, a few of them slide, but these little sounds don't seem to bother whatever's sleeping here, but you still haven't seen it yet. It's a bit annoying. You begin to slither a little bit closer, going back and forth. The pot has definitely got your attention. Give me investigation as you begin to slither the area and staring at the pot at the same time.
I cannot get against myself with a snake.
You cannot.
And I do not have a very good modifier investigation. So, natural 20 or 22.
Damn.
Thank you. Thank you, God.
You can see.
I'll take my negative.
You can see that the edge of the rock pile has places you can slither up into it. You begin to slither around the base of the rock pile, and then once again, like a few minutes later, coins kind of fountain out, kind of rain down around you. And then you could tell that whatever this creature was using to hide itself suddenly just fades. And there you're in amongst some rocks, and you're looking at the largest and oldest green dragon that you've ever seen before. Behind it, great huge mounds of coin. It's got to be 400 feet long from nose to tail. Its huge tail has curled up underneath its stomach. That must have been what you bumped into. You can see the huge wings kind of settled onto its back, its long neck, and its huge, like dragon-like face just settled onto a pile of coin underneath its chin. From your vantage point, this thing is so tall, so big. It fills the space that you're looking at. But your small snake eyes kind of look, see the pot, another fountain of coin come out, raining down. What do you want to do next?
Look at my spells and see if there's anything I can do about it.
How big is the pot?
Well, originally you said you were going to go take a look.
I am, but
Okay.
if I'm right there up on it,
You don't know because you're not there.
I probably don't have. I probably didn't take any spells that will help me with this, but it was worth looking at anyways.
Of course. Spells solve all of your problems.
They can if you use them correctly. I would like to polymorph the gold into something else. The pot into a fly that I will eat and take with me. I don't know if you can polymorph objects, can you?
Yeah, you can.
But its magic might prevent you from doing it.
It's probably true.
If you were there, you could guide her.
Anyways,
I'm not I'm a barbarian.
yeah, she can't guide
I'm
me.
not a
I
magic
guide.
person.
Yeah, anyways, I'll go back and I'm gonna let them know
Okay.
what's going on.
Give me a stealth check for the journey back.
Do I still have advantage?
You still have advantage because you are a small snake.
I'm a small snake. I'm a small snake, which is important because that's 19 and 2. 19 plus 5 for 24.
Nice. Before long, you and Patrick see this small snake come out of the darkness. Turn back into yourself.
When I get to them.
Yeah. You watch as Kitten back in her normal.
So I found the gold. I found the pot.
How far in is it?
The dragon's right there.
It's about maybe 200-300 feet to get to where the cauldron is, and just on the other side of that one coin pile where you saw something turn away and go deeper into the cavern, it's not very far.
It's like if we are not super quiet, we'll know.
And how big is the dragon?
Massive. She would describe it as massive.
How big is the cauldron?
How is
The cauldron was relatively small.
compared
Yeah.
to a snake?
Large compared to a snake, but I mean, from your vantage point, since you do retain your wisdom and intelligence,
Mhm.
maybe the size of a traditional like cooking cauldron.
Hmm. That won't fit in one of our bags.
I almost took a bag of holding. Should have done it.
It wouldn't have fit in the opening.
Yeah.
Portable hole could have done it.
Gee. I can eat this.
Tragic.
I used to love eating Butterfingers. Oh, I can eat those as long as they're not the special ones that turn the insides of people to liquid. Are they?
She says nothing with a smile.
Oh no, there's sour bat. That's funny. I'm gonna save that for the ride home.
Let's see.
Just checking all of our old Halloween candy, see what I can eat. So what are you guys doing? Patrick looks like he's just looking up at the two of you, and he's like, "I know it. I've never seen a dragon before. I apologize, but I gotta tell you because that's my cauldron. I know it is.
Yes.
If I can get it back, I can go home. Finally, go home.
If you touch it, can you put it somewhere?
I know that once I have it in my possession, it takes me back to where I come from.
Immediately?
I believe so.
Can you take others with you?
I'm not sure. I've never had travelers with me before.
So perhaps we get him there. He touches it. He gets out, and maybe he takes us with us. If not, we can find our way out. He finds us later.
I don't want to leave Flappy. I don't know what I'm calling him.
Flappy.
Flappy.
I love last minute names. Swift, Flappy, Kitten.
Sorry, I don't play Tabaxi often. And I'm tiny, okay?
All right.
It's probably more of a nickname is what people call me.
All right, we're nuts, but let's go do this. I say quietly.
All three of you begin to.
I'm going to cast freedom of movement on her and we'll cling on to her. So
Okay.
she's not got difficult terrain.
He's small enough to cling on to you as well.
Great.
So
I'm circling around Uranus, wiping out Klingons. Call me toilet paper.
oh,
Okay.
way too much
This
time.
is my 4th level spell, and it is
Where do you read this shit?
Well, that's been around forever.
I know it has. So have I.
freedom of movement lasts.
At least half of forever.
Freedom of movement lasts an hour. It is not concentration. You touch a willing creature for the duration. The target moves its movement unaffected by difficult terrain. The spell and spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target's speed nor cause a target to have a paralyzed or restrained condition. The target also has a swim speed equal to its speed. In addition, the target can spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from a non-magical restraint such as manacles
Grapple.
or magical imposed grappling.
Okay.
All right. So
I was
can
rereading
swim
it
through the
because
treasure.
it could have changed.
I'm gonna swim through the gold because I get swim
It's worth
speed.
it, okay?
I get swim speed. I get swim speed. So I'm gonna swim through the
There is
gold.
no Scrooge McDuck reality here.
I reject your premise. I am going.
Scrooge
to
McDuck should have
swim
died
through.
every time he dived into that pile of coins.
I'm gonna swim through the gold.
Okay, so it looked like he was diving, but because he's a duck, he was actually flying and then slowly going in.
No,
Mhm.
you know what he was doing? He had Moses powers, and he was parting the gold sea.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Give me a stealth check. And we'll say with advantage because both.
I already have
Patrick-
advantage.
Oh, that's right. You already have advantage.
And I'm guidancing you.
I already have advantage. So you do have the D4 guidance.
I want triple advantage. Well, advantage didn't make a difference because I rolled 216. Dirty 20 plus 7, 27.
Nice.
Did you roll guidance?
Yeah, that's what got me the dirty 20.
Okay.
Swift is being
Because I rolled a 4.
surprisingly
Yeah.
quiet. You come around the first kind of like,
With my boots of elven kind.
yeah, good choice. By the way, they had no idea what this adventure was tonight.
The closest I got was arid because I
Yeah,
had
we
to
got
choose something
desert.
for my.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
We got
that's
desert.
it.
That's it.
For your long rest. So
Yeah.
you come around that first spill, that first like mountain-sized spill of coin, and now you can see what Kitten's talking about. This thing is ancient, it is big, and it is sound asleep. About 100 feet in front of you is the rock pile, and on top, a cooking-sized cauldron. You wait a few seconds, and then you watch as a spit of coin comes out. You could feel the tension in Patrick as he's holding on to you, and
Vibrating.
yeah, you can just feel a sense of excitement and concern.
Football holding.
Yeah. You start to like very kind of silently walk towards the rock pile. You get to the edge of the rock pile, and because of the freedom of movement, you find it very easy to climb up.
I also have a climb speed. We're tabaxi.
Right.
Mhm.
But it's very easy to climb up because of the freedom of movement. Therefore, this is not difficult terrain for you.
What's wrong? A tiger?
Big tiger.
That's okay. Can you sit down on your blanket and continue watching your phone? Just watch your head.
I already.
I feel like he should have a little fort down there.
The table kind of is a fort.
He's gonna have memories as an adult. thinking back on it.
Give me acrobatics or athletics as you begin to climb up the rock pile.
I don't have advantage.
Guidance.
Guidance. Ooh, but I got a dirty 20, 17, and a 3 for guidance, plus 7.
7.
27.
Very silently and stealthy with pretty good nimbleness. You crawl up to the top of the rock pile, and there it is. You can see this cauldron. But then, what you couldn't see before, you can now see. There are 2 large iron hooks in the rock pile. You can see a chain is running through them and then running through the handles of the cauldron on the backside of it. And now that you're up close, you can see this huge lock kind of sealed into the chain.
I took thieves' tools.
Does freedom of movement work on that?
Not exactly. Very heavily locked, very well secured. Give me an investigation check as you begin to examine it more carefully.
I'm going with guidance. 17 plus 4 is 21 plus 3, 24. My dice is like
You can see mystical letters on the lock.
Great.
You can see mystical letters on the chain. You get the feeling this thing is trapped.
Of course it's trapped.
Can dispel magic.
Certainly try.
I only have 3rd level spells. I'm using dispel again because I used my only 4th level spell to give you freedom of movement.
Roll me a d20 and add your spell modifier to it.
Guidance. I don't know if that works.
Yeah.
Can't. I want not. Modifier, so 10.
You feel the spell envelop the chain and the lock. Chain and lock kind of rattles silently, and then your spell fades, and the signets and the magical writing are still there.
If I do it again, I have 1 spell left. I can try again, but I will have no 3rd level spells, no fires, in case of emergencies.
I don't think we need fireball, but
Patrick's like,
fireball.
I'm not really sure what a spell is. Normally that's when someone gets a headache. But can you imagine that whatever you're talking about is going to do it? Shh. Oh, sorry. You're right.
I'm gonna try again.
Oops. D20, add your spell modifier.
Less.
Oh, no.
It's out of 3rd level spells. I can't do it anymore. Can't try it.
The small Patrick kind of wrinkles his nose at you, which allows you to roll 1 more time.
Goody. Let's try a different dice. That one gave me too many natural 20s. It didn't give me
Right?
more.
All the magic is gone.
That's even less.
Oh, jeez.
I'm at 5, 4, 3.
You are Will Wheaton for sure.
I get my natural 20s.
You hear Patrick whisper, what do we do now?
Can you just touch it and bamf it out?
I don't think so.
Not with the magical.
I've got to be able to carry it, like hold on to it and lift
Can
it.
I see a way to potentially disarm the trap?
With that investigation check that you previously did, you get the
Like
feeling that maybe
off button.
successfully picking the lock might prevent the magic trap from going off. You get the feeling for anyone who like hack at the chain or hack at the lock would definitely set off the trap. But you think if you get into that key lock and do it just right without touching all the other parts, maybe it might work.
I'm gonna try and pick the lock with my thieves' tools.
Kind of silently crawl over to where the lock is, avoiding the chains and touching it. Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage because you are using these tools.
And you have guidance. Because
Guidance.
It's just you're not proficient at this.
I'm not. I'm not proficient in sleight of hand either. crap. I don't know which D20 that was.
Because their tray is filled with like a million D20s.
And they're all purple.
That's
Okay.
something else.
Yeah, that's a problem.
No, I was just
Sleight of
going to
hand?
say flat.
Sleight of hand.
Dirty 20 with the
Guidance.
guidance. Plus 4. So 24.
You have a +4 for sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Because you're dex based,
Because
aren't
it's
you?
dex base. No,
Yeah.
well, sleight of hand is dex base, and my dex is 18.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
She went 1-1-1 to get those bumped up the
Yeah,
side, and she
the
rolled.
DC
But I
was...
did not pick sleight of hand as a proficient. I could have. I would have had it.
DC was a 21. So you gently place the lockpick into the lock, and when you hit the first tumbler, you watch as the magic writing on the lock and the chain fade. You then spin it again to the second tumbler, and you hear a clicking sound. And then you spin it again, and you hear a final clicking sound as the huge padlock clicks open. And you give me a final sleight of hand
Guidance.
as you try to take this thing apart without making too much noise.
without advantage, right?
Correct, because you're not using lockpick tools.
Ooh. Dice are happy with me tonight. 18 plus 4 plus 4.
22, 26. I put that DC at a 22. Holy shit, you guys! All right.
I'm like this because I've got my 30s tonight, and I got my, but no natural ones yet. Wait, no, I did
Hey,
get
don't jinx us!
one. I take that back. I did get one. Natural
Thanks, you owe me a Coke.
Remember, I got the natural one and a one.
Yeah.
So there was no seeing anything.
On one of my advantage ones, I got like a 19 and a 1.
I got a 19 and a 2.
That you silently slide off the chain and everything holding the cauldron to the bedrock of the rock pile. You gently lift it up and you silently start crawling back down the rock pile.
Carrying them and carrying the cauldron.
Give me one
Freedom of
final
movement.
stealth check
Freedom
to
of
get-
movement.
We still have
to
freedom
get
of
out
movement.
of the dragon's chamber.
Oh my god, don't blow it.
Got it.
Here it goes.
I know. Well, it's a 12 plus 3 plus 7.
15,
22.
22. Oh yeah, it's hysterical. I just rolled double 18s.
What's this plus?
He's an ancient dragon.
Plus 10
Ah!
perception.
So it cures us.
Yeah.
Barely though. Like you get to the bottom of the rock pile and you're silently moving towards the corridor that's going to take you back towards the entrance into the chamber. And you kind of slip on a small pile of coin that just kind of scrapes and scratches at the ground. All of you hear this kind of
Freeze!
and you guys kind of all freeze. You stand perfectly still. You watch as this massive ancient green dragon comes to life and starts its huge eyes open as its head swings back and forth. Well, where are you? I know you're here. I smell cat, and I smell something. Oh, Patrick. Well, welcome back, Patrick. It's been a long time since I stole your cauldron. Now that you see me, I think as soon as I find you, I'm going to fucking eat you.
I'm gonna take Patrick's hand and try and put it on the cauldron.
Yeah.
He said we can bamf away.
Yeah.
He could. He might be able to take us with him.
That he might be able to.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
So,
If not, we got feline agility that might get us out.
Maybe.
So as you can see the backside of this dragon lumbering onto its legs and claws, and its wings are beginning to like send showers of coins down onto you. This massive dragon begins to swing and look around like it's trying to figure out where it heard that sound. But I don't know if this is... He grabs onto the cauldron with the two of you. And because he's holding onto her and you're holding onto her, you're all kind of group hugged around the cauldron. He starts squeezing his eyes shut. I'm not really sure how long this is gonna take.
Run. I run.
Yeah, you start running.
Feline agility.
You start
Doubles your speed.
You
at the
start
end of your turn.
sprinting as fast as you can, and you hear this head and wing
My
kind of.
walking speed is 40, so I can go 80 as a the double move, and then with the feline agility, that I'm getting there. You double your speed until the end of the turn. So if my speed is normally 40 and I double it for 80, and then
Is it 120 or is
that-
it 160?
So
Yeah.
we're getting there. It's good. We're getting there.
Yeah.
So with that feline agility and with what you cast on her,
Mhm.
I mean, you're hauling
I'm trying
You
to get
are-
to that archway so that we
Mhm.
can try and push the button again
and
that
close
door.
it. Yeah. So as you start running, you get to the open doorway and you get into the hallway, and then you hear this huge grumble like, "Damn it! The cauldron's gone, you bastard!" And you can hear like it's looking and smashing the ground, trying to figure out where you guys have come or gone. Patrick is still holding on to it with his eyes closed, like he's concentrating on it. You guys get to the center part of the archway. You go scrambling up her back. You just and you feel for a button. Give me a sleight of hand check as you feel around for a button.
Sleight of hand, huh? Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
I'm gonna do that. Okay, 12, 13, 14.
14. Put the DC at a 12 because you're not familiar with it. So
Well,
it takes you a few seconds. You find it. And just as you hear the grinding of the door, you hear the dragon. I knew it. And you can hear the. Just as you can see its dinner plate eyes, like looking as the door is shutting. You watch as its mouth opens.
Ducking behind,
In this
ducking behind,
huge,
ducking behind.
this huge cloud of chlorine gas begins to fill up the hallway, and it's bubbling and like just hurtling towards you.
Running.
And you hear Patrick go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I forgot." He pulls a gold coin out of his pocket, drops it into the cauldron, just as the cloud's about to slam into you. All of you disappear.
I'm gonna have to
Gone.
go back for your pet at some point.
I know, we're gonna have to come back.
As you disappear, you are just shrouded with a spectrum of colorful light. Blues, greens, reds, the whole spectrum around you. It reminds you of that rainbow that you remember seeing. In fact, you guys are currently in a rainbow. You're flying and arcing through a rainbow. Now, if I were to call it, I can't really control where we land without knowing where I'm going. So I'm not sure where this is taking us. And you're arcing through the sky, and you're arcing and you're arcing, and then suddenly into a fountain of sand, kind of like billows up into the air, as all three of you are just kind of on your backs in the desert sand, looking up as the rainbow kind of retracts away, and you're in the middle of the desert. You look around. No sign of anything or anybody. You're not even really sure where you are. You watch as Patrick looks at both of you and goes, "I'd appreciate what you did for me, but..." You watch as the coin falls in the cauldron. And he's gone.
Well, at least we're not dead. And we figured that's what was going on. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, but he owed us something to help it.
He's Faye, that was our reward, us not dying.
Well, everyone, that was our fun little one shot. I wanted to put lots of St. Patrick themes in there, so we had some fun with it. Technically, leprechauns are Fae, I think, in the older rules. I don't know if they rehashed them in the newer rules.
Hey, I don't care if they rehatch them. Leprechauns are Fae. They're small people. They are definitely part of the wee people folk stories.
And one of the reasons why I enjoy doing one shots like this is to remind everybody you don't need terrain, you don't need miniatures. You just need a couple players that can create some really nice, fun characters.
In 5 minutes.
Yep, and a fun theme. And reminding everyone, please use theater of the mind. It is so much fun to use theater of the mind. It's an exercise of your organ. It's the most important organ that you have. Your brain, second to your heart. But have fun with Theater of the Mind. I think it's a lot of fun. Sometimes I have a battle board ready to go, but we only had a couple hours tonight, really. So I just wanted it to be a nice, fun one shot that we could play around with characters, and also maybe take a moment to discuss what we might want to play in May. So we were talking earlier about Faerun. Are we thinking a city-only campaign?
I've never played any campaign in the actual setting of Dungeons and Dragons. It'll be interesting for me.
Oh, for Faerun?
Yeah, the closest I've got is playing Boulder Gate and never finishing
Boulder Gate?
Yeah.
Boulder Gate.
Boulder Gate.
Boulder Gate.
Little. I know what
I love how her brain does not work.
It's fine. I know what I was trying to say. You guys knew what I was trying to say. It's all that matters. Anyway, the point is, I never did finish the game because even though I really like
talking about the computer game,
even though I really like the game and I really want to finish the game, I really want to make my companions happy, but they're all evil shit. Every single one of them.
I miss.
That's kind of the point because it's Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
I miss computer games.
I don't play them often. That's another thing. It's like I have like maybe 2 hours. If I'm
I haven't really played them in about 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Just like you haven't really fallen asleep on your stomach in 3 years.
Yeah, longer
than 3 years.
Anyways, that's my only experience with the actual campaign setting.
There's some real fun settings in Faerun. I mean, we originally kicked all this off all those years ago with Faerun Reborn, which was me toying with the idea that Faerun collapsed and it was an apocalypse.
A world-ending event.
And it was all about the journey of it coming back to itself again, which was kind of fun because then I could make everything new, but also could use canon and legendary stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Another group I ran, we played for an entire 2 years in the city of Waterdeep. And they still only touched maybe about 15-20% of the city.
We did a little bit of that with your one-shots too. You had like an investigation.
Yeah, the online ones.
Yeah.
The Waterdeep Detective Agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of cool too.
We could, and then if we have little tiny adventures, like
like in the city itself.
Well, I was thinking if little tiny adventures going out if necessary.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, and Waterdeep's really fun location-wise, because. I mean, if you follow the Faerun map for distance, it can feel a little daunting to travel. Mm-hmm. So I've kind of shortened it on purpose because like that much of an inch on their map is 100 miles.
In Waterdeep?
No, like between points of Faerun, right? So like
it takes weeks to get
so getting from Waterdeep to like Daggerford, which on the map feels like it's close. It's like 300 miles or 200 miles, right? So,
and unless you have porting skills,
Well, but originally I think Faerun was designed to be a traveler's world because it was just such a big kind of epic space that you could play with. Obviously, we have Neverwinter, which was fun. We were using that for our little familiar campaign. You have Baldur's Gate you could play out of. Boulder Gate.
I can say it right. Okay, I just didn't.
Waterdeep, 10 Towns. Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate. I mean, there's a lot of really fun cities and areas that we could play out of, and anchor ourselves in a city. And like you said, if you need to kind of, it's one of the things I liked about BG3, the game. Mm-hmm. I never finished it. It got really boring for me, so I stopped.
I think I would have more fun and have an easier time if I was playing
his computer and play it.
Yeah,
I would have an easier time if I was playing with people that I know because I have a nasty habit when it comes to video games that I want everything to be perfect and like the best. So I go back to
kind of defeats the purpose of playing.
Exactly. But I can't stop the habit. But if I'm playing with other people, then I can't.
They'll slow you down, maybe, or
it would force
distract
me to
you from it. Yeah.
It forced me to keep
going. One thing I did enjoy about the beginning of it, there was a cool story beginning. Mm-hmm. There's the adventures you do before you get to the city, and there's all the adventures you have once you get to the city. Mm-hmm. I like the idea of it being reversed. Your whole journey starts in the city, but your backstory is how you got to the city. And that's all that matters. It's like the backstory is just your journey to the city. And now that you're inside this massive city, whether it be Waterdeep, which is the largest city in Faerun, technically, population of anywhere from 500,000 to 750,000 beings and creatures, depending on the season that you play in, and there's a lot of things you can do in the city. And I like the fact that you can feel like you're going on journeys without having to journey for weeks to do the journey. And there's a lot of places near enough outside of the city to make it kind of interesting. You also have access to the Undermountain. You also have access to the Pirates port, the Skull Port. You have access to Skull Port.
You could literally end up anywhere.
Yeah. There's, and the Yawning Portal is there, the big tavern, the famous tavern, and you've got lots of famous personalities you can place in there. So yeah, I enjoy Waterdeep. I think Waterdeep is a fun city. It's a fun setting. I would compare it to probably Amon or Nicodranus or Vasselheim, in comparable city sizes.
Right.
I know Matt really made things smaller in his world because he didn't want people to feel overwhelmed by it.
And they still travel for weeks.
They travel a lot, but I mean, if you go back and look at the lore of Faerun and you look at everything about it, Faerun is just its own continent on the world of Terrell. There's 4 other continents that never really fully developed as much as people would like, but Faerun was so popular, it got 30 plus years of lore with Ed Greenwood doing most of the writing. So there's just so much legend, so much canon, so much everything there that you have a lot to play with.
That. Yeah, because I haven't read any of the books or anything, so it's very curious for me.
It's hard to go back and read those books because when I was young, I thought they were challenging. But when I tried to reread them in my current age, wow, these are not written that well.
I'm actually.
They did not age well. I think the Spellfire saga aged pretty well, but a lot of the other ones did not age very well. I mean, the Drizzt books definitely.
That's actually someone let me borrow the first one, and I was just starting to read that one. I'm infrared eyes. What is this?
Well, and a lot of it's based on first, second edition, and a little bit of third edition.
I actually started reading it right in front of them, in front of the.
Yeah.
It's is this canon? Can we have?
Can we have infrared vision?
I like the idea of colorful dark underdark.
I know, because current dark vision is shades of black and gray, right, where you can see everything, but there's no color.
See, I like that for people who are on the surface, but people who actually dwell in the dark, I like the idea of having that. If you have that 60 plus dark vision, having infrared light, because you're living in the dark.
Yeah.
I like the idea
of seeing people's heat signatures.
Yeah, it was a world of color.
Yeah. No, that's cool. All right, everyone. I know it's St. Patty's Day, so a lot of you are out there drinking, partying, having a good time. But thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back next Monday, hopefully with the A team, and we'll be wrapping up that campaign shortly. Then we'll do a fun B team wrap up in the near future. Other than that, everyone be safe, be kind, and don't forget, play a game.
Yeah. That was so hard.